So, this week's Flipgrid assignment is what the purpose of this presentation course, I think, and what the presentations course has done for you. So, I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything, but I truly believe that I've always been like a pretty naturally good speaker, Baruch Hashem. And like I've always had the ability, like I went to Associated, they taught us how to speak, they taught us like the tone to use. So I've always had like good tone. Like whenever I speak, Avi always goes like, "Oh, I can tell like the Associated tone," because like that's what everyone speaks in Associated, that same like tone. We all like know the tone to use. We all have the same tone when we speak. So I've always been like a good speaker. I think like, I've always been very academically capable with speeches. Baruch Hashem. So I'm not gonna like I can't sit here and say that like presentations changed the way I speak because I don't really think it did. Like I truly believe that's why when I heard you say like that's when I heard when you were giving us our FST and you said that we have to what's it called? We're gonna have to like assess like how our speech has changed. Like I don't truly believe it's changed that much, even though I've given a lot more speeches. I think I definitely have become more comfortable speaking, 100% more comfortable. But like my actual speaking ability and speaking skill, I don't really think it's changed that much throughout the year because I think I've always been a good speaker. Like even especially this year, but definitely I'm way more comfortable. I used to be like scared. I used to have like to prepare for like a minute or two before I could speak, and now I could like get up there. Like I did a presentation in English class yesterday, and literally I just got up there and banged it out, and I was so comfortable up there. I was not freaking out at all. I was so comfortable, and I was so happy, and like I had no anxiety, no stress, no nothing. So I think presentations really helped me with with being comfortable speaking and addressing and doing speeches.
Okay, this week was my Rebbe Shabbaton, and me and the rest of my classmates that are in Gemara class went to Rav Thwaite's house, and some people were asked to give the Torah. So I'd be like, I'm going to be commenting on one of the Vartaras that were given, and this was by Mr. Harav Kagon Gadol Hador Daniel Mikulski. He gave the Vartara on Avraham and what Avraham did in Parshas Vayera. No, I meant Lech Lecha, and I'm gonna comment on this, not the actual speech, but how he delivered it. So honestly, the way he delivered it was he was stuttering. He he mixed up information a lot. He went over it like four times. He went like, "Wait, never mind. That's not what I meant." So he did not do a very good job of presenting it. He did not work very hard in making it. He was not a very good speaker. He did not speak very well. The overall message of his speech were nice. He talked about how there were like hidden message and symbolisms in Parshas Lech Lecha, but overall, I do not give him a good mark on this thing. And he himself admitted that he did not work very hard, that he was going to wing it. He used the word wing it. So, yeah, he did not speak well. He did not practice. His tone of voice was bad. He was not connecting to the audience, but his actual messages were okay. Thanks.
So the topic that I was speaking on this Flipgrid assignment is actually it's actually like a really important one. It's probably the most important, most like influential topic that we've had, most like one that I'm connected to and one that I feel really strongly about. And this is what is the purpose of high school? So I'm gonna give like a little personal thing here, and I want to say how I feel about this, and I want to say that ever since I've been growing up, like I've always thought school is super important, and school is the most important thing. School comes before anything. Middle school, elementary school, that's always how I felt. And I still feel like that. But this year I made a massive change in my life. And I decided that I thought about it and I've thought about what I want to do, what I want to be when I'm older. And I thought that the way the world, the way society is set up today is that your entire life you're just preparing for the next stage. When you're elementary school, you're preparing for middle school, high school, you're preparing for university, university preparing for life, you're preparing for college, university, kids, paying for your kids' stuff, paying for retirement, all that stuff. Your entire life is just preparing for the next step. And I don't want to look at my life and be like, when I'm dying, I don't want to be on my deathbed, dying and be like, what's next? Like, my entire life I've just spent for the next stage. There's nothing left. What do I do now? Like, and I truly believe that that's what high school is for. I think high school is for not preparing for the next step as much. I think it's preparing. I think that once you get past high school, everything you do is no longer for yourself. And I believe that high school is a time to be a little selfish. I think high school is a time where you do things for yourself and you have fun and you enjoy it, but you also have to be responsible and yeah. So that's what I personally believe. what high school is.
Hello, Mr. Parker. I'm going to be speaking about a Dvar Halacha I heard. So this is Dvar Halacha I saw on Torah.org, and it's about like blood in the Torah, like blood. The halacha about blood, like eating blood, consuming blood. So the example it gave was like an egg. So as you know, if there is blood found in an egg, you're not allowed to eat it. But the person that was speaking, like he made like the difference. Like people might think that because you're not allowed to consume blood, that's the reason that you're not allowed to eat blood in an egg. But really, that's not the reason. Like that's a separate reason. But he's saying, but this guy said that the main reason that you can't eat blood in egg is because the blood shows signs of an embryo forming, and how important it is that we can't like kill, like it's another specimen that's alive, like an embryo. So you can't eat that because it's killing like another living thing. I thought that was amazing. I think he was a great speaker. He was like a rabbi, like a chashuv yid, you know. So like he wasn't. I don't think his actual speaking was so good, but he was very good at displaying the message, and he showed lots of knowledge about what he was speaking about. I think he used pretty good like techniques and stuff. So yeah. So today the discussion on the Flipgrid was: is Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, is he a good leader or speaker? So I'm aware that there's a lot of controversy with Donald Trump's opinions and or his values and what he wants from the country. I believe that he's a great leader. Number one, I watch a lot of these like YouTube videos about like debunking liberal myths and stuff like that, and a lot of them like I learned like facts like he has like best GDP growth from a president, and like there's something like the term something like that, like, and he's made like the most money. The people say he's like sexist, but he's put in the most women into the what's it called? The most women are in the White House right now that's ever been, or in the Parliament, whatever. The African American homeless rate is at a record low. The African American jobless rate's at record low. I think he's done everything. I think he's made the country like great, and I think he's gonna keep doing it. And I hope we keep seeing better and better out of him. So the Flipgrid assignment that is now is it important to have a Jewish team playing an OSA tournament? I believe that's what the Flipgrid assignment is, and I want to say that I'm kind of impartial. Like I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's like really one way or the other. Like it's really important either way. But I will say there's some negative parts to both of them. So for instance, one, let's say like we get into a fight or something like that. Like our team gets into a fight. People will say like the Jews are fighting. Like the Jews are like rowdy. They're like the Jews fight and stuff like that. And also if we win the tournament, then there's a positive. It's like, wow, the Jews, like, wow, good for them. They're really good at sports and stuff like that. But it's like it can really, really go either way. And like I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think there's negative aspects and positive aspects. I think if we lose, it's not such a big deal. If we win, it's really good. Like, wow, the Jews win. But I think that like if there's a fight or something like that, or like someone plays like dirty, then people will be like, look at the Jews, like they're bad. So that's how I feel about that topic. The Flipgrid assignment that was posted for the one that we have to do now is Winter Activity Day an important thing to have in a school? And I believe that not only is it important, but it's an amazing thing. Ever since I was young and I was growing up, the hardest thing to do was learn when you either don't enjoy class or you don't like your teacher and you don't feel connected to your teacher. Or Chaim is many things, but the one best thing about Or Chaim that I love so much is that I'm connected to all my teachers, almost all my teachers. Like, I enjoy a lot of my teachers' company, and I really believe that that's one of the best things about Or Chaim, and I think Winter Activity Day is a great time for you not only to bond with the rest of your classmates, but it's a time to see the fun side of your teachers and not just their teaching side, and I think it's a great way to spend a day. Like, I think it's really important to see the fun side of your teachers and get to know who they really are and connect with them. So the final Flipgrid that was posted, the one that's the latest one, is talking about
Chayvinish. So the assignment is to talk about how do you feel about underage drinking on Purim. So as you know, in the Gemara it says Chayvinish lemasume ad shel yada Baruch Mordechai Ar Haman. So what that means is you're supposed to keep drinking or drink alcohol until you don't know the difference between Baruch Mordechai, the blessed Mordechai, or Ar Haman, evil, wicked Haman. And this has been, today this is known to be, get extremely drunk. And throughout high school and yeshivas and really religious schools, that is known that you're supposed to get drunk until you don't remember Ar Haman and Baruch Mordechai. I think that if you're truly doing it for that purpose, it's one thing, but I do not think underage drinking is appropriate. But I do think that it's a mitzvah. Not for underage. I think it's a mitzvah to not know the difference between Baruch Mordechai and Ar Haman. But for instance, I don't think that's why people do it, and I don't think that's true. If you can drink so much and you can still be Baruch Mordechai Ar Haman, I don't think that's actually the reason behind it. I think it's just a saying till you don't know the difference. That drunk, you don't know the difference. But I don't think that's really plausible, and I don't think there should be so much drinking involved with underage drinking. But I think that it's a mitzvah to drink more than you usually do. So I think that people should do that. So even if you're in high school and you don't have a sip of wine, then you should have a sip of wine, something like that. I think that's very appropriate, and I think that's what people should do.